still using your iPod for music in the car, you can actually access your music there. If I come up, there's a over speed limit alert. I'm going to show you that on the next slide here in a second. Your heading is there. In the middle of the dial, up where it says highway, there's a scanning bar. And that scanning bar will tell you also the sensitivity of the detector. If you want to change the sensitivity of the detector, all you do is press that area and it will change it on the detector so it's within arm's reach. Very convenient. Up at the top right, there's a Bluetooth status bar, and basically what we've done, since you have to have three pieces kind of talking to each other, very intuitive way for us to connect. And if something's not particularly on, let's say you forgot to turn your detector on, but you open the app and you go to live, you'll have a little pop-down window that says, hey, your detector's not turned on, you need to turn that on. So it knows the pieces are put together. It's very intuitive. If you have an error, it tells you exactly what's wrong and what to do. So that's a nice feature as well. So if we go to the next slide, we'll see an example of an overspeed alert. Those of you familiar with our Passport IQ, Passport IQ is our all-in-one GPS and radar detector combination unit. This is a feature that we implemented on that product when we launched that last year. And it's a great feature, and basically what it does is, since speed limits change on roads very quickly in some areas, to be able to know that I'm going from 55 into a suburb that drops to 35, if I've got my over speed limit alert set, it will actually warn me that there was a speed limit change and that I'm now going well over the speed limit. Again, all customizable in the settings. You can set this from 0 over to 20 over the speed limit. So very nice feature. It's also a great safety feature. A lot of times people just don't realize that the speed limit changed. They're distracted with everything they're doing and driving. So we felt this was a great feature to add from a safety standpoint. So if you go to the next slide, this is a kind of a map view. In the beginning here, we were looking, there's other screens we were looking at were the dashboard view, and this is a map screen. In the map screen, I got a little bit more detail here that I can actually show the community, which is very, very useful. So on the left-hand side, I still have some of the same information I would have when I was in the dashboard mode, and I have my speed limit. I have my actual speed in the center there at the top. I have my heading. But now I have three indicators on this map. I have a red light camera, which is on the left-hand side. In the lower right, I have another camera location that's probably a mobile camera there. I can see my relative position to those threats. And then I have a cop spotted there at the top that looks like a badge. So again, I can take a quick push of a button. I can see the threats that are around me, and I can continue to drive until I get in the proximity of one of those, and then my system's actually going to warn me. If you go to the view here to the right with the map view with a live alert, basically what we've done is we've done two things here. This is a scenario where there was a driver in front of me. He was hit with KA or laser. And basically we've drawn a circle around it to give you a radius to let you know when you drive close to that. You're going to get an alert. It's going to say live radar ahead or live laser ahead. But we took it a step further. One of the things that we were, as I mentioned in the beginning, we're trying to build and plan to build the most accurate database there is. And so one of the things that we've seen in other executions of social networking applications for drivers is there's a lot of old data in those systems. And if you're constantly getting alerted or warned that there's something there when there's really not, it becomes kind of useless over time. And so we basically added heat maps. And we call them heat maps because within the first 30 minutes, the map is actually going to be, or the threat's going to be red. 30 minutes after that, it turns orange. Another 30 minutes after that, it's yellow. And after that, it will disappear from the map. And the thinking is an hour and a half, that threat is gone. So it was a way to, again, keep the information fresh. There's some system checks in there to make sure if another driver drives by and picks that up, it'll reset the threat level and make it relevant for the other guys in the community. So feel pretty good about that level of information there. Again, a different way to see it, but very, very useful as a driver. We go to the next screen. I've got a couple of screenshots here This happens to be a live alert, so while I'm driving down the road, I'm picking up KA band, and what happens in this particular scenario is it tells me obviously that it's KA band. It gives me the distance to that particular warning and will actually point to the direction of that threat. Let me back up. So this is the screen I would see if somebody was ahead of me and detected KA band. This is the alert screen that I would get. It's telling me there's live radar ahead. And again, information is the band, the proximity, and the direction. Very, very useful information. I know exactly where the guy is. I know how far he is, and it basically counts down as I get closer to him. We go to the next screen. A couple of screenshots here on your detector settings. So while this thing is connected to your radar detector, we found a way for you to access all of your menu options that you normally would go into with your programming mode. Very, very intuitive, very simple. You can access it through the settings button. These are all the radar settings that you would typically have on a 9500 IX, and you can turn all those on and off very quickly, very easily. We go to the next screen. You also have settings in the app settings. You have choices here. So one of the things that's important too, depending on where you are in the country, there are certain bands that are not used. And so we wanted to be able to give you as a driver the flexibility to set it up the way you want it. So this example here on the left-hand side is the alert settings menu, and for each type of alert that we're able to pass to you, you can on the right-hand side select the distance of warning that you want, what sound it makes to alert you, and whether or not you want, under this particular scenario, you can see live alerts. You may not want to know live alerts for X or K. You can turn those off and only get laser and KA. Again, very flexible. This platform of smartphones just gives us so much latitude in terms of making a great UI and experience for the customer. So again, this is just one of the many things that you can set up as a driver and have control over how you want the information presented to you. So we go to the next slide. So an example I mentioned early on in the app view, you can basically press the live traffic screen, and the live traffic screen will just give you a quick, it'll open a window, it'll show you the live traffic based on your relative position. Those of you that have smartphones, obviously, you're familiar with this already, but I wanted to show you what that looks like. If we go to the next screen, next slide. So subscription options, I'm sure lots of people have questions about that, and we'll address some of that. Escort Live will include our Defender data, which has been tested and basically it's been test winning for accuracy in red light cameras and speed cameras. So we're going to include that. So the way that works is we're going to be feeding that live through the network connection. Those of you who have 9500 IXs, the network connection obviously will overwrite what's on your, not overwrite in the memory, but what it'll do is it'll give you updates through the live connection. So we're passing through all of our fixed position threats through that network as well as live alerts. In addition, Escort Live will have verified live radar and laser alerts from other users. So you really get the best of both worlds here with this live network service. You get live alerts from other drivers, but you also get our Defender database. Go to the next slide. I wanted to tell you guys, if you haven't been to our website, as we're building this network, we have decided to do some limited time offers, and I wanted to kind of just share that with the group. So the first one is for our existing customers, both on the Escort side as well as the Beltronics brand. We have an introductory offer here to connect your detector with Escort Live, and you can do that for $79.95. It's about a $60 savings, and that runs through the end of this year. And so you're able to buy the cord and get the subscription through 2012. That price, I said, will, as I mentioned, will go up the first of the year. We're doing this to get people in. We're excited about this network. We want to get as many people in as we can. And again, just the response from the show, it has been overwhelming. So we want you to be part of this network of protecting each other. And we're putting some offers out there to help us get started. If you go to the next slide. This is for new customers. So people that don't own our detectors now. or maybe they haven't bought in many, many years and they're thinking about getting back in, we've got an offer for you as well. So right now, and again, you can see this at escortradar.com, we've got the bundled deal on here that you can buy a brand new detector and get the cord with it, with the service, and you'll save about $100 doing that over what the price will be the first of the year. So we want people to come in. If you're not in the community yet, we'd love to get you in. We're just throwing these incentives out there to have people come in and help us build this network. So we have offers, obviously, as I said, for existing customers, and we have offers for new customers as well, or new detector purchases. So if we go to the next slide. So in conclusion, we're very excited about the product. We're throwing some, we think for current Escort detector owners, we'll expand your detector's capabilities. It basically just takes it to a whole new level in terms of protection. For new Escort customers, this is the best time to get in. We believe we make the best detectors in the world. If you've been on the fence for a while, we're giving you incentives to get in and save some money and get into Escort Live. And we want you to be part of this ultimate social network. We need drivers out there, and we think it's going to be great. So I'll turn it back over to Roy with some questions, and I'll stick around and answer questions about it.
Yeah, I just want to make one comment on the special offers. Those of you that that are on this webinar, and by the way, Tim, we broke the 1,573 mark, so we had 1,573 people on this call. To take advantage of these offers that we're offering on this live broadcast, go to this, go to Escort Live SEMA, SEMA, and right there you have it on the screen, escortlivesema.com, and this is where you're going to be able to get some information and get some special offers and special deals. Tim, we got a bunch of questions here. So let me pull up a chair here, and it's going to be real difficult to try to pick out, some of these questions. But let me just pick. We have a number of questions on this one here, Tim. Will you be able to download the 9500 IX software for the Escort Live into your radar detector? And I think you answered that, but you might want to cover it again because we got a number of those questions.
Thanks, Roy. So here's the beauty, and I didn't go into it in great detail, but let's just talk about it right now. So one of the things our engineering group was able to do was we wanted to make sure it was convenient and easy for people to get their radar detector updated to work with this network. And so for many, many, many IX owners, you will not even have to go into our website to download that. It's going to be on the cord when we ship it to you. So the way this process works, when you receive your cord, you will plug it in, and there will be a couple of questions in the front end of the application, and it'll say, what detector are you running? It's going to ask you for 2 digits off of the serial number, and when you enter that, it's going to say your detector needs an update, and you say okay, and that cord is going to automatically update your detector. So no reason to come into the website. Now I say many, many IX owners, there are some really old IX owners that may have to come in and download the tool through the website, but we've attempted to try to make it as simple as we possibly can by adding that software to the power cord itself, and it will do a lot of the detectors that have been previously bought just through that connection.
All right, Tim, a number of questions on this one. This one's from Doug Gorey, and his question is basically, can this be a standalone application on your iPhone? Let's say you're not driving with your radar detector, you're in somebody else's car. Can you use the Escort Live application and still get the live alerts from other users and the other data?
So that question came up early on in the development of this, and the answer right now is no. This is a connected solution for our customers. It's going to be an elite group of people. Right now, I think we'll visit that in the future if we want to develop an app-only solution. We'll certainly take a look at that, but right now we're focused on a connected application for detector owners.